play some games, but it don't mean nothing if you don't got gains. Hello, today we're going to be talking about 5 primary lifts in working out. We're going to be talking about all the different teaching cues associated with those lifts and how to do them safely. The number 1 priority in the weight room.
When in the weight room, make sure you're wearing appropriate clothes for weightlifting, and especially not Minecraft heads.
Before you begin any workout on any of the lifts, what you're going to want to do is make sure you know what you're doing for that lift. What we did here is we used a PVC pipe so we know how to do the workout before we start putting on some real weight. Now that you're done warming up, select your bar and get ready to rock it. We're going to be beginning off with push press. Now, remember to make sure that when you start a lift, you want to begin with a small amount of weight, then gradually move up. Additionally, you want to secure each side of the bar with a clip, as it helps keep balance and the weights from slipping up.
When you're starting the push press lift, you want to make sure that your grip is a thumb's length away from the smooth part of the bar. When unracking the bar, you want to get under the bar and line it up with your collarbone. Then simply lift from underneath and back away. For your base, you want to make sure your feet are lined up, pointing forwards, and lined up with your shoulders completely.
The descent portion of push press is just as important, if not more important, than the actual drive. What's important is when you put the bar down after lifting it, you don't push it far away from your face, or else it'll fall down in front of you when you have a lot of weight. So make sure you maintain balance and keep it in front of you, but only slightly. An integral part of beginning push press is observing how the lifter bends his knees slightly in almost an explosion-like fashion, gains momentum, and then pushes the bar not just above his head, but slightly behind it. This is important for maintaining balance as well as getting a lot of weight up when you're not just lifting the bar. Finally, when racking, all you want to do is walk up to the rack and then bend down so that the bar rests on the rack and then walk away, and you're good to go.
When beginning with back squat, make sure to grip the bar a finger's width away from the knurling. Then get under the bar and simply lift. Now just back up and set your base. The base is going to be shoulders width with your feet facing forward. For this ascent, make sure your back is set and your chest is out. Also notice he is not changing his base in between lifts, as well as he is not going too fast. A key point to this lift is to make sure when you bend down that your legs get below 90 degrees. Here you can see his back is set and he's very sturdy with the bar. When doing this lift, always make sure to look up. Use this pipe in the weight room as a reference of what to look at. When racking the bar, walk forward, line up the bar, bend down, and rack the bar.
For your grip for the front squat, grip it thumb's length away from the smooth and knurling. You will then roll two fingers under the bar and rest the bar upon your deltoids with your elbows high up to keep the bar in balance. This helps to provide balance to the bar without stressing the entirety of your hands, wrists, and fingers. For your base, you want to keep your feet shoulder width apart, or the distance between chair legs. This allows for the hips to dip into a full squat position and provide stability. For your descent, sit down below 90 degrees. Dropping below 90 degrees works both quads and hamstrings. And lastly, for your drive, push up through the heels of your shoes and drive your elbows up. This pushing up from the heels provides the most stability and allows for the proper rise to happen. Keeping your elbows high keeps the bar high on your shoulders and keeps your back from rounding.
Finally, when racking, all you want to do is walk up to the rack and then bend down so that the bar rests on the rack. And then
For your base, you want to make sure your feet are lined up, pointing forwards, and lined up with your shoulders completely.
When picking up the bar on deadlift, you want to make sure that your back is set and your arms are straight. You do not want your back to round during the lift as you can injure yourself. To end the lift, you want to drop the bar instead of setting it down.
Now the RDL. This lift shares the exact same base and grip as the normal deadlift. When doing the RDL, you want to make sure to have a slight bend in your knees and drag the bar along your thighs as it keeps control during the lift.
During the descent phase of the RDLs, you want to make sure to bring the bar down to about mid-shin while not touching your shins while going down. For the drive, you want to bring it all the way back up to almost your waist but slightly below.
Another tip while doing the RDL is to keep your back set as it avoids injury, just as a normal deadlift.
When doing the RDL, you want to make sure to have a slight bend in your knees and drag the bar along your thighs as it keeps control during the lift. To run the lift, you want to drop the bar instead of setting it down.
When done with the workout, make sure to put your equipment away to keep the weight room clean.
Everyone, now moving on to bench press, you want to make sure you get set with your base of, again, shoulders width, get under that bar and get ready to go. Make sure you also have a spotter, and for your grip, you want to make sure that you do thumbs width into the knurling. Your spotter does the over and under grip and helps you lift it up, and you let them know when you're ready to actually begin the lift. For the descend, you want to get about 2 inches off your chest, and you want to make sure you're lifting over your chest, not your neck. Again, you want to go slow. You don't want to go too quick, or else your form is going to get very, very sloppy. Make sure your breathing when going down is also breathing in. And when you go up, you breathe out for the drive. This is very important and will actually help you. Now your spotter should help you put it down when you're done with your set, and then that's bench press. Of the primary lifts, keep in mind there are still secondary lifts you can do on each of the machines. There are many different lifts that will help out with each of your primary lifts, such as the calf raise, the military press, and many others. These important to keep note of is if you have extra time in the weight room after your sets, do a couple of these to help substantialize even more muscle in your body and get going for the next workout. And always remember, when using these machines in the weight room, you keep in mind not to be annoying, use the machine correctly, and of course be safe. Alright everyone, in fitness class, what we just learned is the 5 different primary lifts you can do, all the teaching cues to help you do them right, and even some secondary workouts that will help augment your experience with those primary lifts. Now it's important to be good at exercising, but you also need to keep in mind you gotta be safe in the weight room, as we already mentioned in the beginning. Additionally, you don't want to be annoying in the locker room, and you definitely want to respect whoever is your PE teacher. Now, looking at our boy here after his workouts, it looks like he got pretty swole. He'll be mining diamonds for days, I tell you. Also, if you want to make sure that you are going to mine diamonds for days, you got to keep a journal as well, so you know all the workouts that you've already done and all the different sets, the set weights that you've done for those workouts, the date, as well as a heart rate at the top corner for when you do cardio. It's important to keep this not only for your PE teacher, but additionally for yourself, so you know what you're doing in the weight room.